Success comes to those who know how to think and act on what they think. Napoleon Hill. This isn't just a quote. It's a line in the sand. A truth that separates the dreamers from the doers. Because let's be real, you don't need more ideas. You've had plenty of them. What you need, what will change your life, is the courage to act on the thoughts already burning inside you. Ask yourself this. What if the life you're living right now is nothing more than a mirror of all the thoughts you've chosen not to act on? What if your potential hasn't disappeared? It's just sitting there, waiting for you to stop hesitating. Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But here's the problem. Most people never get past the first stage. They conceive, they imagine, they even believe, but they never move, they never act. So the dream stays locked in the mind, fading into the background noise of regret and routine. You felt it. That electric surge of possibility when a new idea hits you, the business you want to launch, the habit you want to break, the life you know you're meant to live. But then, hesitation, excuses, comfort, delay, and day by day, the light dims. Why? Because thoughts alone are powerless. They're seeds with no soil, potential with no pulse, until you breathe life into them through action. Every moment you delay is a moment you lose momentum. And in that silence, regret takes root. Napoleon Hill didn't just write about success, he mapped it. And the first step on that map? Think clearly. The second? Move. Immediately. Relentlessly. With everything you've got. Because success doesn't belong to the brilliant. It belongs to the bold. To those who not only dare to dream, but dare to do. Now, let's explore why you're not taking action, even when your thoughts are screaming for it. One major barrier is waiting for motivation to strike, as if it were some magical force that appears out of nowhere. But as Hill pointed out, motivation isn't a prerequisite. It's a byproduct of action. Think about how delaying a project, because it doesn't feel right, keeps your ideas locked away, never seeing the light of day. You've probably experienced this. You have a brilliant idea for a side hustle, but you wait for the perfect moment, and it never comes, leaving you stuck in a loop of mental what-ifs. This reliance on fleeting emotions only deepens the problem, turning your thoughts into prisoners of your own making. Another issue is the failure to decide, that paralyzing indecision that Hill warned against in his principle of definite decisions. You might spend hours thinking about a goal, like switching jobs for something more fulfilling, but without committing, those thoughts just swirl endlessly, leading to missed chances and a growing sense of defeat. It's heartbreaking, really, to see potential wasted because a simple decision wasn't made, reinforcing a pattern where your mind becomes a graveyard of unacted ideas. Then there's fear and uncertainty, those invisible chains that hold you back from turning thoughts into reality. Hill described fear as a mental barrier that must be broken through bold steps. Imagine someone dreaming of public speaking but hesitating due to anxiety, ensuring their talents remain hidden. This fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown keeps your thoughts theoretical, never tested, never proven, and ultimately never successful. It's as if your inner voice is pleading for courage, but you're silencing it with excuses, allowing hesitation to win. So, what's the solution? It's immediate action, the key that unlocks the door to real progress, as Hill advocated with unwavering persistence. When you act on your thoughts right away, even if it's imperfect, it generates momentum, like a spark igniting a fire that grows stronger with each step. Picture this. You have an idea for a book, and instead of waiting, You write the first page today. Suddenly, energy flows, and what was once vague becomes concrete. This action builds confidence, transforming your mental concepts into tangible results that propel you forward. Building decisiveness is crucial. Hill's principle of definite purpose reminds us to make firm decisions quickly, turning overthinking into decisive moves. Try setting time-bound commitments, like deciding to apply for that job by the end of the week, to prevent your thoughts from staying idle. It's empowering, isn't it? To take control and say, no more waiting, this is my path. And don't overlook the power of that first step. Hill shared stories of successful people who started small and built from there. Right now, challenge yourself. Write down one goal and take one actionable step, like making a phone call or sending an email, to initiate a chain reaction of success. Overcoming hesitation and fear is the next vital piece, because action is the antidote that erodes those barriers, as Hill noted. When you face your fears head on, such as confronting a task that intimidates you, it directly chips away at the doubt holding you back. Use strategies like exposure techniques. Start with something small, like sharing your idea with a friend, and watch how it turns paralyzing thoughts into empowering ones. Think of someone who overcame their fear of rejection by applying for jobs anyway. Their story, inspired by Hill, shows how action breeds resilience. It's an emotional journey, filled with vulnerability, but each step forward makes you stronger, proving that your thoughts can withstand the test of reality. Learning through failure is part of this process. Hill viewed setbacks as teachers that refine both your thoughts and actions. When you act on imperfect ideas, you grow. Consider inventors who failed multiple times but persisted, turning failures into stepping stones to mastery. Unacted thoughts guarantee stagnation, while acted ones, even if they falter, lead to invaluable lessons and eventual triumph. This is where cultivating self-discipline comes in. As Hill emphasized, it's the true engine that sustains thinking and acting as a habit. Self-discipline isn't about rigid control. It's about aligning your daily routines with your thoughts, ensuring ideas don't remain idle. For instance, create a morning ritual where you review your goals and commit to one action, turning discipline into a reliable ally. Hill's concept of autosuggestion shows how repeating positive affirmations can build habits that propel you forward, making action second nature. Imagine waking up each day with the resolve to act on your thoughts. It's a quiet revolution that transforms your life. Building positive habits is essential. Join a mastermind group for accountability, or schedule time for reflection and execution to keep momentum alive. These habits prevent your thoughts from fading into oblivion, fostering a cycle of continuous progress that feels deeply fulfilling. Now, developing a clear vision and goals is where refined thinking meets structured action, as Hill taught with his focus on definite aims. Crystal clear goals give your thoughts direction and sustain your actions, turning vague ideas into a roadmap for achievement. Without them, thoughts dissipate like smoke, but with specifics, like, I will launch my business in 6 months, they become a powerful force. This clarity motivates you emotionally, igniting a passion that keeps you moving, even on tough days. To make it practical, use Hill's definite plan of action. Set smart goals and break them into daily tasks, ensuring your thoughts are actively pursued. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, start by planning a walk today. It's a small step that builds into lasting change. This process creates a flow where thinking and acting blend seamlessly, leading to the success you've always envisioned. As we wrap up, let's reaffirm the core idea. Success comes to those who not only think clearly, but act decisively on those thoughts, just as Napoleon Hill asserted. Remember, motivation and results follow action, not the other way around. Unacted thoughts are like unlit matches, full of potential but useless without a strike. We've covered the barriers, the solutions, and the habits that turn ideas into reality, showing how persistence and discipline pave the way. It's an emotional call to wake up from the slumber of inaction and embrace the power within you. Think about how different your life could be if you started today, acting on even one thought that's been weighing on your heart. The key takeaways are simple. Face your fears, build discipline, and pursue clear goals with immediate steps. Now, here's your call to action. Right now, write down your top idea or goal and commit to one small action, whether it's a phone call, a note, or a plan. Don't let procrastination steal another moment. As Hill said, procrastination is the enemy of progress, so seize this opportunity to change. Imagine the relief and excitement as you take that step, feeling the weight of unacted thoughts lift away. You're capable of more than you know, and by acting on your thoughts, you're stepping into a future where success is not just a possibility, but your reality. Let this be the turning point where your inner reflections lead to outer achievements, creating a legacy of fulfilled dreams. Remember, every great success story began with a single, courageous act on a simple thought. So, what are you waiting for? The mirror is asking, will you choose to act today? Embrace this journey, for it's not just about success. It's about becoming the person your thoughts always knew you could be. As you move forward, carry Hill's wisdom with you, knowing that true fulfillment lies in the harmony of thought and action. Now, go forth and make your thoughts come alive, because your destiny is waiting just beyond that first step. As Napoleon Hill once said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve, but only if we bridge the gap between thought and action. Imagine the frustration of dreaming about a better life, like starting your own business, yet watching those ideas fade into regret because you never take the first step. This cycle of inaction traps so many potential successes, leaving thoughts as mere whispers in the wind. It's time to recognize that without action, your brilliant ideas remain locked away, gathering dust in the corners of your mind. Hill's philosophy reminds us that success isn't for dreamers alone. It's for those who turn dreams into decisive moves. Consider the entrepreneur who envisions a thriving company but stalls, waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. That hesitation costs opportunities, relationships, and the fulfillment that comes from real progress. The need for change is urgent. Your thoughts hold power, but only action unleashes it. Procrastination isn't just a habit. It's a thief that steals your potential, as Hill warned. So, let's break free from this trap and start building the life you've been thinking about. One major reason you're not taking action is the false belief that motivation must strike first. Hill debunked this myth, teaching that motivation follows action, not the other way around. Think about how many times you've delayed a project because it didn't feel right, only to see the idea slip away. This reliance on fleeting emotions keeps your thoughts imprisoned, preventing any real advancement. Waiting for the right mood is like waiting for a storm to pass while you're already soaked. It's futile. Instead, force yourself to move and watch as motivation builds with each step you take. Another barrier is the failure to make a definite decision, as Hill emphasized in his principles. You might spend hours thinking through ideas, like changing careers, but without committing, you're stuck in limbo. Indecisiveness turns potential into paralysis, eroding your confidence over time. Hill's stories of successful people show that they didn't wait for certainty. They decided and acted. If you keep overthinking without choosing a path, your thoughts will remain theoretical, never becoming reality. Fear and uncertainty often loom largest, holding you back from acting on what you know is right. As Hill pointed out, fear of failure or rejection can make even the clearest thoughts feel overwhelming. Picture someone who thinks about public speaking to advance their career, but hesitates, fearing judgment. That fear ensures defeat, turning bold ideas into forgotten whispers. Overcoming this requires recognizing that fear shrinks with every action you take. Now, let's shift to the solution. Immediate action is your greatest ally. Hill believed that acting on your thoughts creates momentum, like a single spark starting a roaring fire. Even if your first step is imperfect, it propels you forward, transforming vague ideas into tangible results. Start small, perhaps by outlining that business plan you've been mulling over, and feel the energy build. This power of action turns hesitation into habit, making success feel achievable. Building decisiveness is key, as Hill advocated for a definite purpose in all endeavors. Make firm decisions quickly. Set a deadline for your next move, like applying for that job today. Without this, overthinking will trap your thoughts in an endless loop. Practice the first step right now. Don't wait for ideal conditions. Just begin. Hill shared tales of achievers who succeeded by taking bold, immediate actions, no matter the obstacles. For instance, write down one goal and commit to a simple task, like researching it online. That initial action ignites a chain reaction, pulling you toward your vision. Overcoming hesitation and fear starts with facing them head on, as Hill taught. Action cures fear. The more you act on your thoughts, the less power doubt holds over you. Try exposure techniques, like tackling a feared task gradually to erode that mental barrier. Remember, those who act despite fear, like entrepreneurs pitching ideas despite nerves, emerge stronger. Each step you take turns paralyzing thoughts into empowering experiences. Learning through failure is essential, as Hill viewed setbacks as stepping stones. When you act on imperfect ideas, you gain insights that refine your thoughts and actions. Think of inventors who failed repeatedly but persisted, eventually achieving breakthroughs. Unacted thoughts guarantee stagnation, while acted ones lead to growth and mastery. Embrace failure as a teacher, not an enemy, and watch your success unfold. Cultivating self-discipline is the true key to sustaining this process, as per Hill's principles. Discipline isn't about big bursts of effort. It's the daily commitment that turns thoughts into habits. Hill's autosuggestion technique reminds us that repeating positive actions reinforces success. Build routines that align your thoughts with execution, like dedicating time each morning to plan your day. Without discipline, even the best ideas fizzle out, but with it, they become unstoppable. Start by creating positive habits, such as Hill's mastermind groups for accountability. For example, review your goals daily and complete at least one action item, no matter how small. This consistency ensures your thoughts don't remain idle. They evolve into lasting achievements. Developing a clear vision and goals bridges the gap between thinking and acting effectively. Hill stressed that a definite chief aim gives direction, turning vague thoughts into focused energy. Without specific goals, your ideas dissipate like smoke, but with them, action becomes inevitable. Set clear objectives, like, I will launch my side hustle in 3 months, to motivate consistent steps. Break these goals into actionable plans, using Hill's methods for definite strategies. Try exercises like SMART goal setting to make your thoughts concrete and achievable. This process ensures every thought is pursued with purpose, leading to ongoing progress. In conclusion, as Napoleon Hill asserted, success comes to those who not only think clearly but act decisively. Remember, Unacted thoughts are like seeds that never sprout. Action is the water that brings them to life. Motivation and results follow when you move, not when you wait. Take one small step today based on a current idea. Write it down and commit to it now. Procrastination is the enemy of progress, as Hill warned, so don't let it hold you back. Embrace this principle and watch your life transform through the power of thought and action. Start now and let success be the reward for your decisive choices. Welcome to this exploration of success, where we draw from the timeless wisdom of Napoleon Hill, who reminds us that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Imagine having brilliant ideas about your career or personal life, but they remain locked in your mind, gathering dust like forgotten treasures. This is the frustration many face: clear thoughts about success that never translate into action, leading to a life of regret and what ifs. Think of someone who dreams of starting their own business, but spends years just daydreaming, watching opportunities slip away. The core problem is simple. Thoughts are powerful, but without action, they're like seeds that never get planted. As Hill teaches, delaying action on well-formed thoughts creates a cycle of stagnation where potential fades into disappointment. It's time to break free from this trap and understand that true success demands we turn mental concepts into real, tangible steps. Now, let's examine why so many struggle to act on their thoughts in the first place. One major barrier is waiting for the perfect moment of motivation, believing you must feel ready before moving forward. But as Hill pointed out, motivation isn't a starting point, it's a result of taking action, not the other way around. For instance, you might delay a project because it doesn't feel right, keeping your ideas trapped in your head and preventing any real progress. This reliance on fleeting emotions ensures that your thoughts remain theoretical, never evolving into achievements. Another issue is the failure to make definite decisions, as Hill emphasized in his principles. You could think extensively about a goal, like changing jobs, but if you never commit, those thoughts lead to missed chances and ongoing indecision. Indecisiveness turns your mind into a battlefield of possibilities, where nothing gets resolved and success stays out of reach. Fear and uncertainty often play the biggest roles in halting action, as Hill observed in his studies of successful people. Fears of failure, rejection, or the unknown can make you hesitate, even when you have a clear plan in mind. Picture someone who thinks about pursuing a new career but stays put due to anxiety, ultimately ensuring their own defeat. These mental barriers keep thoughts as mere fantasies, reinforcing a pattern of stagnation that Hill warned against. The good news is that there's a solution. Immediate action is the key to unlocking your potential. As Hill advocated, acting on your thoughts creates momentum, like a spark that ignites a roaring fire. Even if your first steps aren't perfect, they generate energy and transform vague ideas into concrete results. For example, starting a task without full preparation can build confidence and propel you forward. Building decisiveness is essential, drawing from Hill's principle of having a definite purpose. Make firm decisions quickly by setting time-bound commitments, so your thoughts don't linger in limbo. This prevents the trap of overthinking and ensures your mental plans turn into decisive moves. Now, practice taking that first step, right now, based on one of your thoughts, without waiting for ideal conditions. Hill shared stories of successful individuals who acted decisively, turning hesitation into triumph. A simple exercise: write down a goal and commit to one actionable step, like making a phone call, to start the chain reaction. Overcoming hesitation and fear is the next crucial phase, as Hill noted that action cures fear. By taking action on your thoughts, you directly erode the doubts that hold you back. Use strategies like exposure techniques, confronting a feared task head-on to build resilience. Consider examples of people who overcame their fears by acting, transforming paralyzing thoughts into empowering ones. This process turns fear from a barrier into a teacher, guiding you toward success. Learning through failure is another vital aspect, aligning with Hill's view that setbacks refine your actions. When you act on imperfect ideas, you grow from the experience, rather than staying stuck in theory. Think of inventors who failed multiple times, but persisted, eventually achieving breakthroughs by learning from each attempt. Unacted thoughts guarantee stagnation, while acted ones lead to mastery and progress. Now, let's focus on cultivating self-discipline, which Hill saw as the true engine of success. Self-discipline ensures that your thoughts are executed consistently, not derailed by fleeting emotions. As per Hill's principle of autosuggestion, discipline turns good ideas into habitual actions. For instance, establish daily routines that align your thoughts with real steps, like reviewing goals each morning. Building positive habits is key to sustaining this process. Create habits that support acting on thoughts, such as scheduling time for reflection and execution. Hill recommended mastermind groups for accountability, where you share ideas and hold each other to action. Simple habits, like completing one action item daily, keep your thoughts from remaining idle and maintain momentum. Developing a clear vision and goals is where refined thinking meets structured action. As Hill taught, crystal clear goals give your thoughts direction and sustain the energy for action. Without specific goals, thoughts dissipate like smoke, but with them, you create a framework for consistent progress. For example, instead of vaguely thinking about success, define a goal like, I will launch my business in 6 months. This specificity turns abstract ideas into a roadmap of actionable steps. Use methods like Hill's definite plan of action to break goals into manageable tasks. Exercises such as SMART goal setting and daily task lists ensure your thoughts are pursued actively. By doing this, you create continuous forward movement, turning potential into reality. Remember, the power lies in combining clear thinking with immediate execution. As we wrap up, let's reaffirm Hill's core idea. Success comes to those who not only think clearly but act decisively on those thoughts. Motivation and results follow action, not the reverse, making execution the ultimate differentiator. Key takeaways include recognizing the futility of unacted thoughts and embracing the transformative power of stepping forward. Don't let procrastination steal your future. As Hill warned, it's the enemy of progress. Now, it's your turn. Take one small step today based on a current thought or goal. For instance, right now, write down your top idea and commit to at least one action, no matter how minor. This simple act can ignite a chain of successes that changes your life. Reflect on how far you've come in your thinking, and now make it real through action. Imagine the satisfaction of seeing your thoughts materialize into achievements. Success isn't reserved for the lucky few. It's for those who dare to act on what they know. Let Hill's principles guide you. Conceive, believe, and achieve by moving beyond mere thought. Break free from the cycle of hesitation and step into a world of possibilities. Your ideas are waiting. Don't let them fade. Bring them to life today. Remember, every great accomplishment started with a thought followed by bold action. As you go forward, carry this mindset. Think with purpose, act with conviction. The path to success is open, and it begins with your next decision. Thank you for joining this journey. Now, go and make your thoughts a reality. In closing, Embrace the truth that action is the bridge to your dreams. Here's to your success, built on the foundation of thought turned into triumph. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, as Napoleon Hill once proclaimed, setting the foundation for our journey today. This timeless wisdom reminds us that success isn't just about dreaming big. It's about turning those dreams into reality through decisive action. Imagine having brilliant ideas swirling in your mind, visions of career breakthroughs, personal triumphs, or innovative ventures, but they remain locked away, gathering dust. That's the frustration many face. Clear thoughts about success, yet a paralyzing hesitation that keeps them from moving forward. Think of Sarah, who daydreams about launching her own business, but spends years just thinking about it, watching opportunities slip by like sand through her fingers. The result? Regret, stagnation, and a life that feels unfulfilled, all because thoughts weren't transformed into steps. But why does this happen? It's not for lack of ideas. It's because we often wait for the perfect moment, allowing inaction to become our default. As Hill taught, thoughts are merely potential energy, inert and useless until we act upon them with purpose and persistence. The need for change is urgent. Delaying action on well-formed thoughts means missing out on growth, relationships, and achievements that could define our lives. Inaction creates a vicious cycle where unfulfilled potential breeds more hesitation, trapping us in a mental prison of our own making. Now, let's explore why you're not taking action, starting with the myth of waiting for motivation. Many believe they must feel inspired before acting on their thoughts, but as Hill pointed out, motivation is the result of action, not the cause. Picture someone delaying a project because it doesn't feel right, only to find that the feeling never comes, leaving their ideas stagnant. This reliance on fleeting emotions keeps thoughts trapped, preventing the progress that could lead to real success. Failure to decide is another barrier. Indecisiveness paralyzes even the most brilliant minds, as Hill emphasized with his principle of definite decisions. Consider the entrepreneur who thinks extensively about a new product but never commits, watching competitors surge ahead while they remain idle. Without a firm decision, thoughts remain theoretical, leading to missed chances and a pattern of mental stagnation that Hill warned against. Then there's fear and uncertainty, which Hill identified as major obstacles that hinder the leap from thought to action. Fears of failure, rejection, or the unknown can make even the strongest ideas feel overwhelming, ensuring defeat before the battle begins. Take the case of Alex, who contemplates a career change but hesitates due to anxiety, allowing his thoughts to fester without ever testing them. Hill's teachings remind us that fear is a mental barrier, one that crumbles only when we take bold steps forward. So, what's the solution? It lies in immediate action, the force that turns abstract thoughts into tangible momentum. As Hill advocated, acting on your thoughts, even if imperfectly, sparks a chain reaction, like a single spark igniting a roaring fire. For instance, starting a task without full preparation can build energy and confidence, transforming vague ideas into concrete results. Immediate action creates progress, where hesitation only breeds more doubt, as Hill's successful individuals demonstrated through their relentless pursuit. Building decisiveness is key. Hill stressed making firm decisions quickly to avoid the trap of overthinking. Try setting time-bound commitments for your thoughts, like deciding today to outline your next goal, turning mental plans into decisive moves. This practice prevents ideas from lingering unused, propelling you toward the success that Hill promised comes from purposeful action. Now, let's focus on practicing the first step. Take a small, immediate action based on your thoughts without waiting for ideal conditions. Hill shared stories of achievers who acted decisively, such as inventors who began with one simple experiment, igniting a path to greatness. A simple exercise. Write down a goal right now and commit to one actionable step, like making a phone call or drafting an email. This initiates a chain reaction where one step leads to another, turning passive thoughts into active achievements. Overcoming hesitation and fear is the next crucial phase, as Hill noted that action is the ultimate cure for doubt. Facing fear head on erodes its power. Techniques like confronting a feared task directly can transform paralyzing thoughts into empowering ones. Imagine someone afraid of public speaking who decides to join a group. Hill would say that first action diminishes the fear, paving the way for success. By acting on your thoughts, you build resilience, turning what was once a barrier into a stepping stone. Learning through failure is equally vital. Hill viewed setbacks as teachers that refine both thoughts and actions. When you act on imperfect ideas, you grow from the experience, as inventors like Thomas Edison did after numerous failures. Unacted thoughts guarantee stagnation, while acted ones, even if they lead to mistakes, foster mastery and eventual triumph. Cultivating self-discipline is what sustains this process. As Hill emphasized, it's the true engine of success. Discipline isn't about waiting for emotions. It's about consistently executing on your thoughts through habits and routines. For example, establish a daily ritual of reviewing your goals and taking one action item, ensuring ideas don't remain idle. Hill's principle of autosuggestion reinforces this. Repeating affirmations and acting on them builds the discipline needed for long-term achievement. Building positive habits supports this. Join a mastermind group for accountability, as Hill suggested, to keep your thoughts in motion. Simple habits, like scheduling time each day for reflection and execution, turn fleeting ideas into lasting successes. Developing a clear vision and goals is the bridge that connects refined thinking to structured action. Hill taught that crystal clear goals amplify the power of thoughts, providing direction and sustaining momentum. Vague thoughts dissipate without goals, but specific ones, like, I will launch my business in 6 months, create a framework for consistent action. This clarity ensures that your ideas aren't just conceptualized but actively pursued, as Hill's definite chief aim principle dictates. To make this practical, use methods like SMART goal setting. Define your objectives with specifics, then break them into daily tasks. For instance, if you think about improving your health, set a goal to walk 30 minutes daily and track your progress, turning thought into habit. This process keeps the forward movement going, preventing ideas from fading into obscurity. In conclusion, as Napoleon Hill asserted, success comes only to those who think clearly and act decisively on those thoughts. Remember, motivation and results follow action, not the other way around, breaking the cycle of unfulfilled potential. Key takeaways include recognizing that waiting kills ideas, while immediate steps ignite transformation. Fear and hesitation are conquerable through practice, discipline, and clear goals, as Hill's principles have proven time and again. Now, it's your turn. Don't let another moment pass without acting on a thought that's been nagging at you. Right now, write down your top idea and commit to one small action, whether it's researching, planning, or reaching out. By doing so, you're embracing the path to success that Hill championed. Procrastination is the enemy of progress, as he warned, so seize this opportunity to change your story. Let this be the start of a new chapter where your thoughts become your reality, leading to the achievements you've always envisioned. Remember, the power is in your hands. Think, act, and watch success unfold.